might go back to the.
No, we're not going back to that, homies. We not going back to Arby's. Come on, we not starting off the podcast.
If you eat Arby's, man, I'm not gonna judge you.
You're
good
sick.
In my hood, bro. You good in my hood.
Sick.
Nah, so like I said, I just got this picture over here, and once I get my decor, because like I said, my room is decked out. I got a whole bunch of stuff in my room, but then it's starting to trickle over into the living room.
That's where it's going.
That's where it's now. Anything I get is gonna be for this living room. So it's rugs, it's mats, it's pictures. I'm about to turn this little living room up.
I'm waiting on my damn couch for Bob's discount.
When you get
need to hurry up. March 23rd.
Oh no, man.
Yes.
Damn. Where your receipt? You got your?
Yeah, I got the email receipt, the item number. We got the paper receipt, all that.
I'm about to say I got some shoes like in March too, actually.
From where?
Some Yeezys, yeah. From
StockX.
I can't say it on camera, bro. It's gonna be.
It's your plug.
It's terrible, bro. Nah, it ain't a plug. It's terrible.
It's not terrible.
I shouldn't have got it from there. It was Etsy, bro.
Oh man. Welcome to Relentless Reasons podcast. On that note, we are back with another episode. Me and my co-host Jeff.
What's good?
How's everybody doing? How's you doing? How you doing, Rob? Shout out to Rob, our videographer. He don't want to talk now. Yeah.
We ain't to my Arby's no more. The discussion's over now.
Y'all are sick for Arby's. Y'all really want to get into this? What makes y'all want to go to Arby's?
Curly fries. I never had potato wedges from there. I didn't even know they serve potato wedges.
I meant the curly fries.
Curly fries. I ain't gonna say they like the best in the business, but if we're going to Arby's, I'm getting curly fries. And then they had little chicken bites. It was probably like a year or two ago. They had chicken bites.
That's what you go there for?
And my sister started working there, and she put me on to it. And I asked myself, I said, why you working at Arby's? And she was like, I'm about to get my job, get my money right. I said, all right, cool. I ain't knocking the hustle. Like, do your thing. But man, she started exposing us to some curly fries and that food. I said, yeah. I said, Arby's might have now the roast beef stuff. That's where it cuts off at, because I know the commercials, like I said, where it be boom, it's a big ass sandwich with just roast beef on it. I'm not eating that. I'm not doing that.
Now the curly fries is good. I give you that. Anything past that is like
it's a dub for you.
Yeah,
you should try it. You should have tried their chicken bites if they still got it though.
You want me to go find out if they got the chicken bites? That's what you're saying.
Since I moved up here, I ain't even seen no Arby's up here.
Yeah, it's a reason for that. So, we got curry outs and a bunch of other shit that we got.
North Carolina, we got Sonic. And I don't never see any Sonics up here. I seen one.
Yeah, Sonic is for down south.
Yeah, cookouts, no cookouts.
Nah, that's a down south thing too. Certain things should be left in the south because you mess with the authenticity of it. I feel like when you moved up here, there's one Sonic here that I've seen. I think it's off exit 13, and that shit is nasty.
Because I'll be damned if y'all gentrify Waffle House.
Nah. That's another thing that need to stay in the south.
Stay down south. Because if I move up here and they be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" and they not smoking cigarettes outside and the apron ain't all messed up.
The health code violations.
And I can't come a little bit behind the counter and take a little hash, but you gotta stay down south.
Yeah, y'all are crazy.
You gotta stay down south.
So what we got for today, man? What we talking about? I know I sent you a couple of notes, but nothing pressing.
DJ Khaled's album.
Yeah. You want to start off with that, or you want to start off with something? We can hit on that.
Yeah.
Did you hear the whole album?
I didn't hear the whole album. I think I didn't listen to like the last 4 or 5 songs on the album.
Okay.
This album right here gave me an old school feel. Like it gave me almost like he wanted to go back a little bit into like the 90s a little bit and bring the generation now into it. And I ain't gonna talk about like not generation now, but like
the track list.
He brought in old school people and try to make it upbeat with old school tracks. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. This album kind of sounded off to me.
I didn't personally like the album. I didn't like a lot of the album. What I did like, I can name the 3 songs I liked. I like the Jay-Z and Nas and James Fauntleroy track. I liked the Bryson Tiller and Meek Mill, and then they used the Shawty Low sample, sample with her. And her. Yeah. Those are the only 3 records I liked. Man, everything else was just kind of like,
I like her.
You could have kept this. You could have kept this one.
Yeah. He could have kept something in the vault and never released them.
And then the pop star stuff, like the Drake stuff. I'm not a personal fan of those songs, but some of those was dated. But I understand them from a business standpoint.
Why they put them
but those were streaming heavy, and this is from my album, executive produced by me. Just put it out there so it restream. A lot of artists do that.
Yeah, I think this is the first one too where like if you see Drake name, we didn't automatically like run to it and be like, okay,
because you seen them before.
Yeah, we seen them before. Yeah. So like this is where I think he kind of switched up the chemistry and was like, I want you guys to listen to everybody else, not just run to this Drake one, boost the numbers up for this one, and then leave. Like, now I want y'all to listen to everybody. So I thought that was cool too. And then a lot of the samples he used was like samples I ain't never heard like in a long time. Before I ain't say never heard, but I ain't heard them in a long time. Like Shawty Low, like that was something I was like, oh, I ain't heard this in a while.
Yeah, the Meek Mill joint was the Feel It in the Air beat from Beanie Siegel that we ain't heard that in 16 years.
That's a hard beat to me. I mean, just the melody of it. I love that joint. So yeah, I heard a lot of people rap over that too. I know Lil Snoop, like Meek Mill's.
Yeah, I know Lil Snoop.
Yeah. I remember he rapped over that, and then they did another sample too, Jeremiah and Lil Wayne, the first song. I can't remember what that sound was though. But
I know
they sampled something on that one too. I actually like that one, honestly. But yeah, that was the only ones I really.
Did you hear stepping away from the album? Did you hear all the Lemon Pepper freestyles? Meek Mill's.
I did. I heard Meek Mill's one. Yeah, I like
that. I posted that a few days ago.
Yeah, I like that one. I didn't hear everybody else's though. I just heard Meek's, honestly.
Meek's is nice. Vado and Dave East got one that's nice, and this dude named Kerr.
I seen Dave East drop it. Yeah. I haven't tapped into it yet.
Yeah,
I'm tapping into that. Yeah,
that joint is nice.
Yeah, they going in on this though.
Yeah, I like that beat. What you call it? That beat is hard, and I was like, the second somebody like a rapper get on this is gonna be like one of them beats. I feel like that people just freestyle over,
right?
Just because they can, you know what I mean? So
I'm gonna transition back to this album. Did you hear that Cardi B song on the album?
That was, you know what? So now that's 4 songs. I actually like kind of enjoyed that, and I don't like that type of music that outside of like if I'm in a club or something, or you know what I'm saying, you know, people twerking and stuff, right. Girls twerking and stuff, like that's, if I'm in that environment, you play that all day, put that on repeat,
right? But
like sitting in my car, I'm not gonna, when you listen to because when you hear the content, you was like, this is for a woman, like
women, right?
I'm not gonna be blasting this out my car, right? You know what I mean? So, but that beat and what she was saying, I think I like Cardi's cadence and her cadence with her aggressiveness, like it meshes well. Yeah. So when you hear that track and you hear a beat like her over a beat like that, it's like, yeah, this married each other very, like really well.
Right. I think she tapped into something that like she ain't tapped to in a long time. I think we probably gonna hear more of that.
Yeah, she should. Yeah. Whenever her album come out, like I think it's gonna be more of, you know, those aggressive type breeds, the stuff that people fell in love with her originally for.
Because we heard a lot of mainstream stuff so far.
Yeah, we heard the polish, the Santa Maria the samples and all that, all those major light samples, not the hard aggressive samples. So or beats. But the Cardi joint was hard. Cardi joint was hard. But I see when I look at artists, I compare them to their other bodies of work. So when I seen Father Assad and what's the one with I got the keys on it, that those two, like it's kind of like now, like you set the bar here now, right? Like with all those beats and features and collabs. So when
you drop this one, it's kind of like, hey, we expecting that or above,
right?
You know what I mean? With the artists, especially with the caliber of artists you putting on here, these are artists that's like, these ain't new. This ain't like Lil TJ. You know, no disrespect to him, but it's like you putting veterans on here. You putting veterans on here,
and he had a lot of Lil Baby on here too. Like he was like.
He wanted to show his flowers to Lil Baby. I think Lil Baby right now, you know,
the hottest
in the game. Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, why not? You know what I mean? It's kind of like how Lil Wayne was. Like, if you drop an album, you want Lil Wayne on there.
Nah, but Wayne was Wayne.
Yeah.
That man was torching everything he could get his hand on. Like,
he didn't need a feature either. That was just yeah, and that was one of the rare things about it. Yeah, but a lot of good music though too. I know J. Cole about to drop his joint.
Yeah, I saw that. Everybody was hype for that.
North Carolina stand up. Yeah. Cole about to drop his joint.
This better not be boring, and he not usually a boring. His last album though was good. I can see somebody outside of me, like being a hip hop head, not liking it because of it's no energy.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know what we about to expect from this one. I don't know what we want to get from this one. Honestly, I think it's my first time where I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know. KOD, as soon as he dropped the cover of it, I was kind of like, okay, he about to get into like.
Yeah, that's the one really, he dropped on 420, right?
Yeah, he about to get into something real deep. You know what I mean? Like something that's gonna really make us listen. But this one, I really honestly don't know. Like he got a basketball goal on fire. And,
yeah, it better be some fire. You just lighting shit up.
Yeah.
It better be some fire. It better be nothing but fire, because that's how you're marketing it.
Yeah,
and a lot of artists, I don't think, like when you market something a certain way, like you set a standard for yourself now based off how you market. Right. So if it's a lot of stuff, it's like, oh, we coming and it's about to be this and stuff, and yeah, it's like, fam, you know what I'm saying? You can really your marketing. That's why marketing is so important in the music business, because it warps and dictates not only the anticipation, but like what people expect,
right?
Like the content people expect from the album. Yeah. So if you know what I'm saying.
That's why I think is the more and more artists, like as they get older and as they start to get into their craft a little bit better and starting to get into the details, that's why I think, or that's one of the reasons why I think the music kind of comes late to us, because they're working on that marketing,
and he's been working on this behind that,
and I think they tap into another level where it's like, it's not just music. Like this is not, as soon as I drop a song, it's not gonna sell unless I put some marketing behind it or I put some type of energy behind this versus just dropping a song.
Right.
So yeah,
that makes sense. The TDE has supposed to be having an announcement as well. Like,
I'm just ready for Kendrick to drop something at this point.
Kendrick
I'm really disappointed.
Or J Rock,
like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah,
like I'm hearing him doing little snippets and bits and other songs, and he ain't dropping nothing.
But when Kendrick drop, he usually it's just serious.
Yeah, tear it up. Yeah. But I'm like, man, like once he dropped this one, like how long are we gonna wait again until he 40, 50, 60?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, you based off his catalog, he's kind of worked himself in a position to be able to do that.
Yeah,
Cole too.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying. Cole,
yeah,
I think Cole's a slightly more visible, but
yeah,
they worked themselves in a position like, y'all get music when I'm good and well ready, because what I produced last time is so good. Y'all can chew on this for.
And they're conscious about the category that they in too, where it's like it's supposed to be like conscious rap. So it's like
conscious with a millennium touch on it.
Yeah, right. So you can't just keep throwing like songs like here go another one, like 1 week here go another one,
like the Drake method where you just like or Drake where you just flood the market over and over and over again with those types of songs.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. I think they know where they stand at. So it's like, all right, this is what I need to put out because this is how deep my body of work is. This is how strong my body of work is.
And I think I read something that say it was either Complex or RIAA.
Yeah.
They were saying that Kendrick's Damn album is the first album in hip hop history to have all gold selling singles.
Mm-hmm. And that album is, I don't know, man. It's just that's one of his best works. Like honestly, I think like each song when I go through it, none of them really sound the same. They flow into each other, but none of them really sound the same. I love that. So, and he got a message on all of them.
I think the genius in his last album was that you could play it. It was supposed to be played in reverse.
I never tried it out. I wanted to.
This Dulex he flipped the whole thing and
for real.
Yeah, dang, you start with Duckworth and play it down.
Gotcha. So, what's your favorite song off there?
Duckworth.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the last one.
I like Fear the most though.
Is it not Afraid? It's Duckworth and it's one other one that slips my mind. Hold on, let me look at that up real quick.
Yeah, but the album was nice, and I feel like going back to J. Cole, I think KOD was nice too. I don't think it was. I mean, obviously it was kind of like boring a little bit, but I still liked it.
I think content wise, it was good.
Yeah. Right. That's all part of the marketing though.
Feel, that's what it was.
Oh, Feel. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was. I felt like he was trying to teach like I was in like a J. Cole on his last album. I felt like he was just like the quality of the music is good. It just was like you lecturing me.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
Yeah. Right. That's literally what it felt like. It was like,
you're gonna go to jail, mister. Like,
yeah.
If J. Cole see this one day,
we all getting smacked. Yeah.
He put a good message out there, and obviously it was like I felt like it was a little bit too much of that message being pushed out there. So
I mean, you can make fire albums doing that. You just got it. You have to do it a certain way.
Right.
So hold on, your thing falling.
Nah, that shit's straight. It's good.
Okay. So What else did I want to talk about? What you had any other music stuff related?
It was two I had in mind. It was Cole, and then there was something else too. That just recently happened. Did you and Nino ever get a chance to talk about the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation?
No, nah. We was on hiatus during that time, but
I feel like y'all was out. I remember. I can't remember the last like recent event y'all had talked about on the last one, but I was like, I don't think they talk about the Tory and Meg thing. But I went back. The reason why I bring this up is because I went back into quarantine radio, and I love the idea of it. It's just like the right person got to do it. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Who do you think would be a person who can hop on IG Live or do their own, like, it don't gotta be quarantine radio either, but like do their own radio thing? How like Tory had it turned up like that, where he had almost like 200K views. You know, when the pandemic first happened. Who else in the industry do you think could do that and like turn everybody up, bring everybody on? Like, who has that same energy? Like Tory Lanez, I feel like he declined obviously of the situation,
right?
But like, who else can step in that spot and do that?
Let me see.
One of my people I thought was probably Drake. That's if he wanted to step out on the scene.
Nah, like Drake. When you in that stratosphere, you don't really do stuff like that. You like the more access, the less your superstardom status holds.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I think people could do it.
I'm thinking of somebody that may have like character that's kind of like that's funny, but not as.
I thought about. I thought it gotta be somebody goofy though. Like I was thinking about Uzi at first. I was like, I don't know. Nah,
Uzi's in that
Uzi hilarious
realm. I'm trying to think who is like a funny dude.
I'm still trying to figure out.
I can't even think of this.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Trying to think.
Ain't really nobody, right?
No, it's somebody.
I don't think so. That's why I brought that question. I don't think anybody can really. I was thinking about Drake.
Quarantine radio.
But other than that, I don't know.
Could it be a producer?
Yeah, it could be a producer. I was thinking more so a comedian could do something like that. It don't gotta be necessarily like
somebody from like I will, but I still would want, since that's like an idea that's stemmed from hip hop, right. like hip hop music.
Yeah,
like I think somebody that's an artist would that has that character. Yeah,
right.
Rick Ross would actually probably be good. He has that character.
Yeah,
like the very vivid with his like descriptions and stuff when he talk. Like
he had that food on deck on that camera.
2 Chainz might be a good person for it.
2 Chainz could be. Yeah, he a little boring though. I ain't gonna lie.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think in real life he probably like real boring, but in like videos and stuff he be turned up. That's the case for most of them though, I would say. But
I'm trying to think who else. I can't think of nobody off the top of my head. I don't listen to a lot of new people that much. You would, yeah.
I get put onto a lot of new people by Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin too. Yup. Y'all streaming stuff. Kayla Ron on YouTube. Check him out. I think it's also one Kayla Ron on Instagram and on Twitter. So definitely check him out. New music is on the way. And yeah, he actually just did a performance.
Who?
Kevin.
I didn't know he was an artist as well.
I gotta call him Kayla Ron though.
Kayla Ron.
I gotta call him Kayla Ron. I can't just call him Kevin on here. Like,
well, that's what's up.
That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like he actually invited me out there. It was supposed to be a Mother's Day extravaganza thing.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his brothers were out there performing.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me some videos and stuff. They was turned up for real.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he got some more on the way too. So I ain't gonna release too much of what he don't want me to release, but you know, he got some big things on the way. So I'm proud of him for real.
Hold on real quick. So you were saying?
Oh yeah, Kayla Ron. He be turned up. He be turned up a lot.
All right, I might check him out.
Yeah, check him out.
All right, so you ready to get into this case? What did you think of the case?
Oh, the Derek joint?
Yeah.
That case shouldn't have happened. It took entirely too long.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant was bringing up so much stuff that made no sense to me. And I was like, and it made no sense to other people.
His lawyer.
Too. I mean, I'm for his lawyer. Yeah. It was just like, he's bringing up so many cases and bringing up so many ideas of what could have happened other than the knee being on his neck. Yeah,
like I read something that he said that he was George being near the exhaust of the car and the car running could have caused that. I thought that was asinine. I thought the pre-existing conditions was asinine. Like just anything to validate him passing away
right
was just ridiculous.
It was at one point where there was a doctor or an analyst who was going through like that same discussion of talking about the carbon monoxide.
Yeah, he's actually from Baltimore.
Oh, for real?
He's I think
it's about the right one. It's the one who was like, yeah, I think that caused it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
it was when I was like, it was like, yeah,
he's a professor out here.
And then they were saying he had something in his system too, where he had like, they're trying to say he either had marijuana, he had something else in his system. He had what's that F drug called? Fentanyl or fentanyl or something like that. Fentanyl. Yeah, had that in the system, and I'm just like, guys. He would have not died if that man he was on. Yeah,
even with all that, like that doesn't excuse. Yeah. What did you see? I think we celebrated way too much on the verdict,
being guilty.
And though that was a victory, like though that was the desired outcome, I think we missed the point and the reason why they were able to even accomplish it. Like they didn't do it. I feel like one, they didn't do it for the right reasons. I think this is the reason, and I heard somebody else say this too. They said the reason he was convicted is the same OJ was not convicted. It was like the riots. We just had all of 2020 where they rioted on and pretty much destroyed Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't, if they're still rebuilding from that, they can't afford that. So one, it was an economic move on the part of the state, and two, I think it's not a true victory, but only because he'll get the minimum amount. He might get the minimum amount of time, and he may be able to appeal. Yeah, I was reading.
Trying to do a retrial.
Like I was just listening to that on the way here. He was saying they are looking to reopen that and then do a repeal of the decision made. And I was just like, y'all, like, though we won this battle, like let's not let the pressure off. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Like we gotta keep the foot on the gas. And I think sometimes we as people get so caught up on the small victory that we don't look at the large picture and continue to push the pedal on the actual whole fight. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Win the war. You know what I'm saying? So.
And it's still I feel like we should be fighting for police officers to get better training. I don't know, something needs to change with the police force. Something drastically needs to change, and this is where, like, I ain't even gonna say minorities, black people need to step up and talk about those changes that need to be happening in the trainings. Why? And then because I know the female officer who just shot and killed what was it, a little girl?
Yeah.
And I think it was right after the case or the day of the case.
Yeah.
So like, out of everything that you grab, and you've been experienced in the field, out of everything you grab your gun first. This is what's mind-boggling me since 2014, 13. We've been having this same conversation every summer.
12, really?
Yeah, it's been happening every single summer, and this is the next summer coming up where something's gonna happen in July or June. God forbid, but it's damn near predictable now. Every summer in June, July, or in May, something happens to one of us. We get shot by a police officer or somebody who thinks they're a police officer, someone who thinks they're law enforcement. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, the first thing y'all reach for is a gun. Why do we? And my options was rubber bullets. Another option, a taser. Other options, you got your little stick, whatever that is.
The baton.
Baton. Like, why are we not looking at other options to decrease a deadly fatality? Why are we going straight for a fatality? Why are we going straight for a kill? That should not be the first thing a police officer is taught to do. So what does that training look like? Because I don't even know what that training look like, and I feel like it's the public's responsibility to know how that training looks like. That way we know who is governing us and who is watching us and who is in our neighborhoods. Because I mean, we all see it when we post pictures on like Instagram or Twitter, like, or I'll see like, my grandma or my mom post something where it'd be like, this is a black person's worst fear, and it'd be a police officer in the rearview mirror. That should not be a fear at all. That should be like, okay, they coming to help me.
Yeah, or they coming to resolve a situation, not to be aggressive.
They're coming to resolve what I did wrong and tell me what I did wrong, tell me my transgressions, and then keep it moving from there. Give me my fine, let me go. I didn't kill nobody, I didn't hurt nobody, I didn't
I think when you start affecting police departments' pockets, I think it'll change. Because like a lot of these civil cases, like the taxpayers, like when what case was that when when they won the civil suit, but they lost the they paid the family. They paid the family. I think it might have been
recently.
Yeah.
I think I know you're talking about.
They paid the family for.
They paid them millions.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
It's not Breonna Taylor's. Is it? It's not Breonna Taylor.
I think that probably was Breonna Taylor. I think.
See that
or somebody before that.
But in all those situations, those are taxpayer dollars. If you there's not. If you, I think I heard Charlamagne say this. They say if you remove qualified immunity, it'll start to change because it'll start that bill that they're trying to push in terms of police reform, that has that in that, and that affects the pockets of the Fraternal Order of Police.
As taxpayers in the Breonna Taylor case, and since you brought that to the table, as taxpayers, we're paying for private investigations to happen on people. So, for example, when I'm going through and I'm looking at the Breonna Taylor case, all right, boom, let's say boyfriend drug dealer, right? He's selling drugs out his house. They had created a special team that December or the December before, and it was what she got killed. February? I think?
Yeah.
They built a special team in February, just out of nowhere, and they said, all right, it's gonna be a group of 10 to 12 special police officers who are gonna be watching certain houses that have high traffic coming out of it. That's all they were supposed to do.
So it's simply predicated on movement, not necessarily
you're making
illegal activity.
Right. So they're like, we're watching certain things, right? So then at night, when a judge gives you a warrant, if you choose midnight out of all times of the day when he could be very active, you choose midnight to bust into that house. What makes you think that man is not going to have a weapon on him and protect himself in that instance? And
not even that. You can't even. That's like you're not even really.
You're not
your senses
yourself.
Are not not even heightened at that point.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You already tense. It's an intense situation. Then you're gonna add darkness to it. Like that don't even.
Yeah. But the whole thing that killed me was not the Breonna Taylor. Like that was that. You know what I mean? It's going. I would thought that was gonna work out, but like before that, they broke down everything as to how all of that came about and why the police officers were watching him. It was a special unit. And then the judge gave them the right, like, hey, here you go, have fun, do your thing.
Right.
Since y'all are a special unit.
Right.
They just created in December. Why are stuff like this even being created? Like, do your job. If you just do your job and you get your training done, we don't have to go through with special units doing this and that. I'm like, I still stand
special units should be used in like heavy drug trafficking and stuff like that.
Not a bando, not a house where just giving out $10K, like $10K worth of marijuana and maybe a little bit of pills, like.
And then you don't even have the right spot. You're not even
at the right spot. So I'm like, at this point, if you're
gonna do all that, make sure you get the right person. Like, don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like,
young girl had to lose her life because y'all want to create special tactics for people that they're not even that big. They're not no kingpin. They're not queen pin. It's literally
El Chapo status.
Yeah, like, bro, calm down. So I stand on defund the police. Communities need to be governing themselves. If you got a strong community, I would do that. Police officers need better training, and we shouldn't be afraid of a police officer to govern our spots.
To me, it shouldn't be predicated on solely the discretion. Like it has to. Yet there has to be some type of discretion because, of course, as a police officer, you're assessing the situation. But there should be certain consequence or certain protocols for certain situations if you've done it before in a different situation. For example, I've seen a video where a white guy told the police officer, "I'm gonna effing kill you," actually pulled out a knife and stabbed the police officers running away. The police officer actually chases him, pulls out his gun, puts it back and pulls out his taser, and that was a white guy. So if you have all the time to not only chase this man, but calculate what weapon you have and what you're going to do to neutralize the situation, your first instinct shouldn't be trained to kill. And that's a part of their training now to kill now.
And it's crazy is that was his instinct, right?
Right.
And then, we got white officers who are, shooting black people. That's obvious. Where are the black officers at? And I'm not talking about them speaking out. Where are they at killing white people?
You wouldn't.
They know protocol. Yeah. They know what is right from wrong. They're not stupid.
Not only that, they know that they would not only lose their job, they would get jail time. The system wouldn't allow for that. The state wouldn't even allow for that, let alone the feds.
And that goes all back to common sense. If you are law enforcement, you enforce the law. That's literally it.
Mm-hmm.
And what are white cops not getting that black cops are getting? They understand their role. They understand what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Why are you out here? Your first option is a gun. Their first
because you don't value the life. When you don't value the life,
retain life.
Right.
Your options. Neutral. That's why I'm very curious. What is their training like? Is it to retain life or is it?
No, it's to neutralize the situation, but it's also they shoot to kill.
And that's.
They shoot it. That's currently in their training. I have a few friends that are police officers, but going back to that in terms of a psyche like perspective, like if you take the young lady that was shot the day of the Derek Chauvin case.
Oh yeah, right.
Like if she's a white girl, she don't get shot. We all knew this, but and from a psychological perspective, and speaking of the cop. When you value somebody's life, that's not even a thought to you, which is why, going back to the example I was creating, he had time to wounded and all, like already physically assaulted as an officer. He had not only enough time to calculate, like, oh, I have a gun in my hand and switch weapons while chasing a dude. But I think him being another white man, his value of his life, he looked at the value of his life differently. So that's why I said it can't be simply predicated on discretion only. If we have cases of what you're saying, these black people are getting shot for, we have the exact opposite and equal situation happen to white people that they come encounter with. Right. I've also seen videos of people coming, a cop sitting in the car, and white kids coming and busting up his car while he's sitting in the car, and he didn't flinch at all. Terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like the true solution to me is taking out the qualified immunity that I was speaking of earlier, but also looking at it from creating certain standards outside and not just leaving it, simply to the discretion of the officer, because that's a lot of power. In my mind, you playing judge, jury, executioner at that point. Yeah, exactly. If you can do that, and all you got to do is write up a report, and if the report makes sense, then it pushes through. Mm-hmm. Even when we have physical evidence that kind of shows, okay, this another route could be taken, and other routes have been taken in a similar situation.
But you chose to go your own route.
Exactly.
Man, you're like, I'm justified by saying, they almost killed me. Well, buddy, we got it all on video.
Yeah.
You had other routes to go.
And this stuff isn't new. Before. It's just being recorded. It's just being recorded now.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that's exactly what it is.
So
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So I was looking at something else the other day. And I can't remember right now. It'll come back to me.
We'll be looking at hella stuff every day.
Yeah, not even across my table. It's just like across your feed. You just look at certain things and just be like, "Damn, that's interesting." Like,
something interesting you seen dealing with black or like black people.
Black people, yeah. It's really about our history.
Okay.
And I mentor kids. I teach kids through this program hosted by Anthony Browder. And
we need a I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
We need a little thing right here where it be like a round of applause. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the soundboard?
Yeah, we need to get that.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, we need to get that episode, bro, because I wanted to give you a shout out on that. Hey, shout out for me.
Nah, appreciate it.
Shout out to you, bro.
But from like teaching those kids and facilitating that information of black history and how like things from Kemet, Egypt influences everything in Western civilizations today. I've kind of learned a lot, not only about our history, but the lack of what our kids, like these kids are getting. Like, I think they're like, I was, and even in all facets, from a religious tip, education, architecture, all of these things, like how does what they, the lack of what they learn about themselves influence their adulthood and how they move?
Oh, a lot.
In your opinion?
Yeah, a lot. I think if, for example, like if my little brother doesn't know about Malcolm X, right? And in the history books, they told us like Malcolm X was the aggressive one. They kind of made it kind of like
they created a narrative.
They dumped it down for us, but they were like, yeah, they created a narrative too. They also said MLK was the peaceful one. He preached, to my Christianity. Malcolm X, Nation of Islam. We hate white people. We dislike white people. We need to do this for us. And if you really study Malcolm and actually looked at what he did, and that's where like the lack of it is, if I didn't learn about Malcolm growing up, then I would be like, okay, boom, like that's all I know. Malcolm is aggressive. Martin Luther King was. He
should have been aggressive though. They paint it as such a negative thing to be aggressive or to be angry, and I think that we have to shed that narrative of being aggressive is a terrible thing. Yeah. I
would say to your point though, Malcolm X was like an example of that though.
Right.
Like, the lack of his knowledge of his people led him to be who he was before he took away his last name and said, my last name is X now.
Right.
He was literally in the streets. He was fucking white women. He was dogging black women. He was out going up north, going down south, like doing this, doing that.
Yep.
Then a brother had to explain to him like, do you know, like he had to kind of open up his eyes to the details. Like, do you know what you put in your hair right now?
Right.
Do you know
why
they
broke him down?
Right. Do you know why you don't eat pork? Like he was breaking him down bit by bit and was like, you should have been known this, but now I'm about to teach you.
Right.
Now I'm about to show you what you should know, what you need to know. Because I need you to open up your eyes and see what's going on out here. What's going on out here ain't cool. Like this is nothing to smile about.
Right.
And that's where Malcolm got his, hey, y'all brothers need to wake up.
Right.
Hey, y'all need to do
his
this.
awakening.
Y'all need to do that. Right. Exactly. So I think that plays a big part because there would be no Malcolm X if that brother in prison didn't get on him about the small things.
Right.
Say like, hey, fix this, fix that. This how you walk. This how you do this.
And I like going back to what you were saying about MLK. Like it's kind of crazy that they paint that, they sensationalize that one image of MLK. Not only knowing, for one, he wasn't always nonviolent. He actually during those freedom rides, he actually was carrying a weapon. They had to and two, they had to convince him to do that, to go nonviolent in order to get the civil rights, which eventually became the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. Right. So like they love to sensationalize that part of him, and never tell his whole story. And going back to like the programming what these kids are learning, like I think I had one of the kids tell me that I think his teacher told him that Africa was like a dirty place and not like it's not a. I was just like it was something along those lines, and I can't, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like you don't even
they
like
that's
they program like the programming of
I got something
the public. Go ahead.
Exactly.
The public school.
We're gonna get right back on that, and trust me, I'm about to stick with the situation too. Remember growing up, and we used to cut on the TV, and we used to see that white man giving them damn African kids, and they starving like a motherfucker.
Oh, you talking about
their belly poking
for
out.
$5 a day you can give. Yeah,
nigga, if you don't go out there, nigga, you got money to go out there on a plane and talk to us about these damn kids. Motherfucker, you better start getting them.
Not only that, that's not all of Africa. That's not.
But that was what we seen growing up, and they put that on our cable.
Right.
They said, hey, all black kids out there. Without telling us, they were like,
"This is what
y'all wake up in the middle of the night and y'all wake up in the morning. This is the first thing I want y'all to see."
Right.
That way,
programming.
Exactly. We don't want y'all to see what's really going on over here. This is what we need you to see. So you just give some money, and then your mindset is they want you to get trigger words in there: poor, dirty, hungry, nasty, flies, filth. My mom's gone. My dad gone. He's the only one left. Adopt him. That was the words that we were thinking about when you going. So to that kid's point, he's kind of like, shit. That's all I seen on TV was
this
was a
and then it don't help that somebody who's supposed to be educating you and feeding you at a certain age, certain information is actually brainwashing you to think that where you come from is less than. That's like my mom's has even said like. She's had to rewrite some things in her curriculum because the way it's worded and the narrative that's created in the lesson plan does not is not positive for her demographic of her kids, to be receiving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like that's why I go so hard with like the Black history stuff and like just teaching, you know what I'm saying? People like, yo, you need to know this, or you need to know like what's going on behind what you just seeing. Don't just run for that headline or something and be like all gun ho about it without actually doing this proper research. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That and the same that ties back into the Derek Chauvin thing. Like we ran with the headline, oh, he's found guilty. All right, let's peel this back and make sure like we actually went in the war. Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Not only for us but for our future kids that we're gonna have. Like you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't just, we get so hype off the little wins. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We got a whole war. We've been fighting a war a long time.
Right.
We still here. So yeah.
That's all I had, brother. I don't know if it is anything else you wanted to cover.
I don't know, honestly. I'm about to say, that's really all I had too. Just the music, that part. Man, shout out to people who listening. Shout out to
thank y'all for tapping in with us. Yes.
Shout out to
always
Black athletes out there. Shout out to Russell. I'm in the sports right now. I drop a little sports stuff. I know my Eagles just got Devontae Smith. I forgot that man's name almost. But nah, Devontae Smith, shout out to him.
I don't watch football.
I know you don't watch football. Yeah, I know you don't watch football. Yeah. Basketball, shout out to everybody that's out there too. Shout out to my homies. I like to do my shout outs at the end. I'm probably gonna be doing shout outs.
Oh my God, this man is gonna shout out the whole North Carolina.
Shout out to Trey Ford, Winslow, North Carolina. Oh my God. It was a bad shooting at Winslow State University, but you can't take people outside nowhere, man. Like, damn.
At that Ram Fest?
Yeah. If somebody got shot in the back of the leg or something like that, I'm like, boy, y'all can't wait to go outside and shoot a damn gun at everybody. Like,
y'all be safe out there, man.
Yeah, be safe out there. I know I'm turning up.
You can't go on vacation. That's why.
I'm about to go to Punta Cana, but yeah. Oh, bro, hold on. Before we end this, I was doing. I tried out CrossFit training, right? Boy, that's crazy. CrossFit training is.
I've never done
different,
it,
bro.
I've never done it.
It's so different, yo. Like you should try it. Try like a week. A week. Yeah. Do Try It Fitness. It's in VA. I'll probably do like a week if you can.
Okay.
Man, it was intense. It was a lot.
It's like HIIT training. That's another thing we need to talk about is like the health of our people.
The health. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I think we can hit on that next episode. Like, hitting on the health, because CrossFit training was crazy. But I'm about to do what you call it? Dang, I don't forgot the name of it. Bulk training. I'm about to start bulk training. Like
bulk.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bro, the girl was telling me, she was like, yeah, we only do bench press, squats, and deadlifts. I said, yo, this sound like
muscles gonna be on fire.
It's like high school football team.
Yeah,
it sound like
that's all high school varsity football workouts right there.
Yeah, but I'm about to try that out too. So as the episodes keep coming up, you feel what I'm saying? I'm about to get right. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get right.
Oh man, but that's all flex for the summer.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, October, November, I'm about to get right.
All right, I hear you. Yo,
the camera will tell. But that's it for me, though.
All right, man. This has been Relentless Reasons. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all soon.